Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a better day than me. I mean, I'm having a green day, but I'm absolutely 100% not happy with how I traded. So I'm making this recap as an example of sort of what not to do because I just left so much money on the table. I just kind of screwed myself. So this is sort of a punishment recap to make myself rehash and relive through all the stupid tiny mistakes I've made trading this morning. So there's a couple different tickers we're going to go through really quick, so I'll try to be as quick as possible. The first one I was looking at was AKAO, which was a small cap stock that was gapping down. A little choppy mover, but it still had some distance to move on it. So right here in the morning, I was patient. I waited for the first 4 minutes. In the previous days, I've been really bad about trading in the first 1, 2, 3 minutes, but you have to wait for at least 3 candles, in my opinion, for any sort of pattern to emerge. So right here, midway through the fourth candle, I saw this consolidation. Sorry, let me switch over to pen. I saw this consolidation happening right here. And as it was starting to dribble down, I was wanting to take it short for a continuation, which I did. I had two orders to sell. And as it started to break down, I was very happy. Started taking some small covers just to, lock in some profits on the way down. And then this is one of my weak points. As stocks pull back, I get spooked out. I mean, they don't even break my entry necessarily, because here are my two entries. But as soon as they start to pull back, I get very, very defensive and very scared. And I'm less patient with suffering through pullbacks. I should be more patient with suffering through pullbacks because they happen, but I wasn't. So I decided to cover everything here to cover my ass, because I'm always afraid it's just going to shoot right back up against me and kill all my profits. But it's not what happened here. So what ended up happening was exactly what I had hoped. And so as all this happened, this beautiful move, I just pretty much cursed myself. Look at all this. It went down to this level I had drawn before. I don't even know what to say to myself. I was just super frustrated. It continued and continued and hit this level I had drawn out, bounced off it, but still, look at this is at least like $400 I left on the table. I mean, if I held all my shares, it would have been like $800 gain, but I would have covered on the way down. But still, I left all of this profit on the table because I was unwilling to suffer through this tiny pullback there. So that's just one of my things I gotta learn with my patience. My patience is very, very bad with suffering through pullbacks and letting things work against me a little bit. I want everything to be instantaneous, that instant gratification that younger generations crave so much. I'm guilty of it, and so I need to learn to suffer through a little bit of pullbacks and having stocks not give me exactly what I want when I want. And so that's something I need to pull back. And you're going to see that in a couple of these tickers I traded today. So MU, I guess I wasn't happy with my entry. I mean, it was very choppy here in these first couple minutes. So I took it for the 5 minute opening range break. But again, my patience, I wasn't patient. It wasn't even going against me that badly. I just was impatient for the move. Now I probably would have gone out here anyways on this wick there, but still, had even that happened and I had been more patient, I could have gotten down to this level I had drawn out. So again, me making a fool of myself, not being patient and not letting stocks work for me screwed me over. And so here we are again. I was trying to take MU again, but for a reversal, since it was showing some strength going back up. And I was pretty good with my thought process. My decision making was right. My entry was a little bad because I took an entry, got stopped out. Took an entry, got stopped out. I don't necessarily hate these decisions, but I might be taking too large a share size if I'm not willing to suffer the gyrations of a stock that happen naturally within a stock. So I might need to lower my share sizes so I can be willing to handle these little gyrations, because these are natural. So you need to be able to willing to suffer through these to really capture the true honest move. So what ended up happening is after this nice bottom wick showing the legit strength I was looking for, I got in long again, covered. Pretty happy with this. Obviously I could have held a little bit longer, but as you saw here, it got really, really choppy. So I probably would have gotten scared out anyway. So I'm happy with this move I captured, but again, this part right here, these little gyrations that I just get spooked out of, because these commissions and these tiny losses, they chop away at you. Dying by 1,000 little cuts is the expression, and that's something I suffer with, dying by 1,000 little cuts. So I might need to lower my share size, so I'm willing to suffer through these little gyrations. So I traded MU. Oops, I traded MU again later, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is the MU part that really, really, really pissed me off. So just to show you what was happening here with MU, it was wedging, so it was having this downward trend there and this upward trend there of support and resistance, right? So I was keeping an eye on this. So right here, as it was coming to a head, I was sorry, I'm just adjusting things. Right there, as it was coming to a sharp fine point, I was ready for the breakout. But again, me maybe getting in too early and not waiting for confirmation, or just not willing to suffer the gyrations. I got long, got stopped out, got long, got stopped out, and so when it finally did break that, when it finally did break that wedging pattern, I got in long again. Oh Jesus, why is it so big sometimes? When it finally did break that wedging pattern that was happening right here, I got long. But again, me wanting that instant gratification, it didn't explode like I was hoping to. It did a minute later right here, but right here, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So I sold all my shares for no reason, other than I was I was unsatisfied with the speed of the move. And of course, it just shot up, and I was swearing up a storm, which is why I don't do live recordings, because it'd be nothing but swearing in the background. So that's something I need to work on. I need to work on my patience. My instincts seem to be right the majority of the time. I'm predicting the direction of the move the majority of the time. My timing might be off, but the direction I'm choosing tends to be right. I just need to be more patient. So that's definitely something I need to work on within myself. Not quite sure how, other than just constantly repeating to myself, be more patient, be more patient. But yeah, so MU, I really screwed the pooch on that one. I mean, I had some good trades over here, but this was a big screw up right there. So we see AKAO we covered, LEN. LEN, it was a stock that was supposed to be gapping down. So I did go short here at the break of this little range. So there's this opening. I was patient again, waited for the first 3 or 4 minutes, and as it was starting to break this level, I took a short. I covered, and then it was going against me, so I covered. Again, happy with how it turned out, but again, this is the thing I struggle with, because this, in the previous stocks I was showing you, it ended up coming back down. So I'm not necessarily sure what the right decision is. I'm pretty sure that it is the right decision to cover as it tests your entry, because then you can always just re-enter short or long again. But yeah, so I'm happy with this little trade there. So I kept an eye on it. I was showing some strength, and I was looking for it to recapture the 9 and the 20 and break this little level it had naturally drawn there. So I did. I took it long, and I covered and covered. Again, just being too anxious, I could have easily just held on to it and just rode it all the way up for this little rise. Again, I'm just kind of at a loss for words, because I'm not sure what's going through my head when I take these covers and sells. I just need to be more patient. Let the stock work for me. So again, another stock I'm not necessarily happy with. So that's LEN. IQ, oops, sorry. IQ, let's see what happened with IQ here. IQ, pretty much the same thing as LEN. It was a gap down stock, took a short at this break, this little trend of this consolidation here. Covered, and then covered, it was the one against me. Same thing as it reversed, took it long. But again, I had the choice of the direction right, showing all this strength before I went long. It was about to break this level, this resistance support consolidation area, but I just sold my shares for no reason. I had all this distance to go up to. There was no trend line or support resistance I had drawn out there, but still, it wasn't giving me a reason to exit other than just the natural gyrations of the stock. So this is just me needing to be more patient with the natural movements of stocks as they fluctuate. I just get scared out by the fluctuations, which causes me to get chopped out all the time. So that was IQ. LEN we covered. MU we looked at already, all the different trades. So yeah, that's it for me. I mean, I had a green day, but I am very, very unhappy with how I traded because I lost so much opportunity with my nerves, with not being confident in my decision making. My choice of direction seems to be right. My instincts are right, but my patience is very, very off. So that's something I need to work on. Not quite sure how to work on it other than just constantly telling myself be more patient in my head. If you guys have any exercises or tips or tricks that you have for being more patient and suffering through the natural gyrations of a stock, by all means, post a comment and recommend something to me. Other than like maybe smaller share size, so the gyrations in P&L. I don't look at my P&L, but maybe smaller share sizes will help me be more patient with the gyrations that happen in a stock. But again, if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations, I'm all ears. So I hope you guys had a better day trading than I did. Thanks for listening. Bye.